Hello. Much love going out to the patients who are living with thyroid eye disease. I hope you're having a really wonderful eye day today. Not every day is, and I know that. So being in a fairly large group that I admin along with some other people, we have decided to just start doing a regular discussion that we would like to call Eyes on Eyes. So, eyes on eyes, right? We're going to just keep our eyes on any late or great new therapy for thyroid eye disease. I don't know if I've ever given lots of history, but myself personally, I've run into, 9 years. I'm trying to remember when I was diagnosed. I have a tendency to put memories in the past and stuff them there and keep them there. So I have personally been through quite a bit, 9 eye surgeries and still big eyes, but I think I've explained before, I'm not sure, but it's because I just have big eyes. I've always had big eyes, so my whole family does. But I had the chance to catch up with someone from Horizon Therapeutics, and this is where I choose to talk about it because our group, which is rather large, is a peer-to-peer only, and that's the way we'd like to keep it. It's not a me thing, it's more of a us thing, and I don't know what that was all about, but my phone is making all kinds of noise. So it's not so much an us thing as it is or it's not a me thing, it's an us thing. I've taken poll after poll after poll about what people would like. And basically the answer I'm always getting back is that people would like to keep it peer-to-peer. They don't want companies in there trying to sell them something. They sometimes go back and forth about the web link thing, but there is a reason for that, and it's because for a long time there, people were posting web links that had phishing software or viruses or Trojan horses or you name it. It had it in there, and they would always put it in under the 10 signs that you have this, or 8 sure ways of telling that, so that's why we first started that. But it also turned into sort of a godsend of a rule, not because people like it, but because I don't know how to say it. It's just because it keeps the promotion and the spam and all that kind of stuff to a minimum. So I don't want this video to go on. And last night I did do a video, a few of them actually. I was trying so hard to do a video that was just information and not all my opinion. I've developed quite an opinion over time. I am not saying anything about anyone or any company or any entity in particular. I'm just going to say that, when you sign up for certain things, you should probably just make sure that you read the fine print. And I know that that's really hard to do when you're living with vision that's so awful and so scary and so terrible that you can't drive, you can't even walk through a grocery store anymore. I remember trying to walk through stores and I would have to grab my husband, okay, please don't leave me because I can't see. It was the bigger the ceiling, the harder it was for me to see anything. And I still live with double vision, unfortunately. They said that I would be going backward if I tried to go any more forward. As for the way my eyes look, they were a lot more uneven, but I was told that trying to fix a very small discrepancy between two eyelids is like trying to move a giant bulldozer 1 inch. It's very hard to do, especially when you're dealing with scar tissue, things like that. So I have accepted that my eyes are what they are. But let me just say right here and now that, in this video, that I care very much about the thyroid eye community. I would like for everyone to know that. I care deeply about you guys. It's not a matter of, I'm in it for anything. I am on disability. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be nice to have, more than just a very minimal paycheck that nobody could live on. And, it's a long story. I'm not trying to say anything that isn't true. And that's what you're always going to get with me, is the truth. You're always going to just hear it straight. If I leave things out, it's because I'm worried for myself. Okay. So I wanted to give you the information about what I found out yesterday. And some of it I'm not real keen on. I've discovered some things on my own that I don't like, and it's kind of inconsistent with some of the things that I hear from Horizon, but not just Horizon, but in general. There's some differences. So yesterday I was told that, oh, well, they had a little bit of good news, and nothing earth-shattering, and it's really nothing more than what we had before. I'm so sorry. Horizon has submitted their data to the FDA, and that happened at the end of January, which was pretty much what they expected. So they said to stay in contact with the FDA. Horizon Therapeutics have lobbyists. They donate to political campaigns. So if you know who your congressman is, maybe you want to shoot them off a letter to say, hey, my vision is in jeopardy and I am scared, and this is really important. I feel as though I'm sort of becoming free advertising in a way. And I don't really, it's not that I think that the people that I talk to are making it that way. I think that the company just has this thing about using volunteers. And volunteers, like, who better to do the work of spreading really good news, or whatever. Everyone was gung-ho when this drug came out. It got to a point where I had to just leave. I just had to leave this group for a little while. I couldn't look at it. I couldn't, it was just so hard for me. It was like, oh geez, like I can't with this. Because it was becoming like I was the bad guy for enforcing rules that people wanted, but I'm not going to get into that again. I'm just not. So they have all these committees and coalitions and, all this great stuff, of volunteers. And like, why pay someone when you have volunteers that do the work happily? And what bothers me about that is that in our group, we have a rule that we don't advocate for any other entity, which is why this is going up onto YouTube. And if people want to search it out, they can. And if they don't, so be it. But I'm not gonna play information wizard for the company that is making billions off of designer drugs. Maybe not so much right now because of COVID, but I feel that it would have been the responsible thing to do to have a plan in place if something like this happened. I mean, this is always something that's sort of like it's kind of a possibility, right? A pandemic. It's always a possibility. If they are primarily in the business of pharmaceuticals, then that means that they should take it upon themselves to have a plan in place if they know that there is a possibility that their drug could be pulled and that they could be diminished to a very, very small amount. I've had some questions come up recently, and I don't really like the answers to them, but I don't know what else I can say. As far as the UK and Canada, they do not even have a estimated time frame of when they might be starting trials, because that's a whole different thing from the United States, right? So there was a newer group that got started for people in the UK. I don't believe they have started anything for Canada, and if they have, it's just that they haven't told me that because I don't know. But as for the UK, they have no definitive answer to when Horizon might be getting a rollout on trials. I had some interesting information that someone had found on their site, is that they go by different names in Europe. They have different names. It is published the way that it is distributed, or the way that they use Ireland in the process of, manufacturing. I want to say that their website says that they're based out of, I don't know. You'll have to look for yourselves. It's on their website, and you'll have to do a Google search on Horizon Therapeutics. But I want to just kind of give everyone that's in the UK on these videos, like, I want you to do your homework. It's real easy to do. And you can go down a rabbit hole real easy, but do your homework and look at the people that are volunteering, or look at the companies that are getting involved. And what I don't like about this is that, there's a person that I will be happy to give you to contact if you would like to join up with someone in the UK that has just begun a coalition of I just don't know how to say it. I feel like I don't even want to do it, because I'm doing exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, and that's advocate for another company, advocate for another group, advocate for anyone but the members of our group. But that's why I'm on YouTube, so that they can seek me out here if they'd like to, and if not, then our group stays peer-to-peer just the way I said it would. I'm a person of my word. I'm not going to trash talk. It's not becoming. It's not something that I'm really, in a position to defend myself against if they were to decide that they didn't like what I was saying. I'm not an employee of anyone. I am my own free person. I've had thyroid eye disease surgeries to, fix the problems. So I wanted to just tell you about one thing because I do feel that this is a responsible thing to do. Okay. Now I can take this channel wherever I want to because it's mine, right? I'll take it to whatever place you want me to if it comes to vision and keeping your vision. I know, like my mother-in-law, she's got some very serious vision problems that she has to have eye drops all day long, and she could lose her vision easily. And I don't want just thyroid eye disease patients to be welcome on this page. But the other thing I wanted to let you know is that there is going to be on February 10th. The reason I have an issue with this is because Horizon won't even put this on their webpage. So I feel as though, why should I be advertising this when they won't put this on their page? Does that make sense? And then the person who was so gung-ho to get everybody on Tepezza doesn't appear to be anywhere to be found, except for if you've got the cash to dole out for a consult online. That's not terribly appealing. And the other thing I don't find very comical is the fact that they are still advertising. And if you go to Horizon's page, you're going to see all of the different names that this company is using to advertise. Okay. And what I don't like is that one of those names, or maybe, I don't know if it was one, or, you'll have to figure that out for yourself, but they're advertising Tepezza actively. Like, why? Like, do they not hear the calls of so many people that they got started on this drug and are waiting to desperately hear something about being able to speed up the process to make it? Or, this is what I have an issue with. Okay. I'm not saying that it's intentional. I think that what happens is that a lot of times, what I was told, and I voiced this concern that, I'm being targeted because I do talk about thyroid eye disease. I don't like that, even I'm being targeted for this, okay? And I'm getting advertised to for thyroid eye disease patient. And I'm getting advertised to. I'm getting, special YouTube discussions from doctors that, if you look carefully, they're an employee of Horizon. And that bothers me. I'm sorry. I think that I have heard great things about Captain D and his wonderful work, but I'm sort of feeling like, I've never heard anyone complain except for maybe one person that said their results weren't ideal as far as surgical intervention. But I want you all to just take heart in the fact that before this miracle wonder drug that they don't even have all the data in on came along, there was surgical intervention. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry if that's not the answer you want. And honestly, if you think about this, okay, the side effects of going through the surgery is temporary. And some of the stuff I'm hearing about the side effects of this drug are kind of scary. I mean, just read, do your homework before you sign up and get real anxious. And don't be so scared of the surgical interventions, okay, you guys? It's not that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. It's better than what you're living with, some of you, you know? Some of you are living in just absolutely tear-jerking pain, and I can see that, and I hurt for you when I see you, and I mean that with all my heart. I do. It's so, I couldn't feel any more genuine, and I hope you understand that. I hope you can see that. And I'm here. I've been here. I've been, like, I think I've seen every question there is to see about like each kind of intervention. I'm not a doctor and I'm not an expert, but this isn't my first rodeo, as they say. So there is no definitive answer as to when the UK or the Canadian people can expect this drug, but they're already starting to pitch it when they've got a line a mile long of United States citizens and people that I've heard come over from Europe just to get this treatment that they can't get. The answers to whether or not you're going to have to start all over again, or whether you're going to be, started from where you left off. Again, going to chase your tail right back to ask your doctor. Well, if the doctor is only doing consults with the almighty dollar, that's not very fair, now is it? I'm going to get on a kick here, and I don't want to. I'm trying so hard to just bite that tongue, not say what I think. But I do think that it's very wrong for them to not. I mean, I guess they've pulled their advertising for TV, but I want you guys to really look at their website and look at all the different names that they're going under to talk about Tepezza. Okay, so this is just something that, if you're a smart consumer, which I think if you are going to pay out the kind of money that they want for this drug and wait so patiently and sit on a fence about surgery or this drug, then, do your homework in the meantime and keep your authorization as up to date as you can, with your insurance company. They are not advertising this, but they're wanting me to advertise this or give you the information for it, which I feel really yucky about, but I feel like I'm being downright irresponsible if I don't give you the information that on February 10th, there will be a patient listening session. Like, patients can tune in and listen to a lecture talk about drug shortages involving all sorts of drugs that are meant to save eye vision or eyesight, your eyes. Anything to do with preventing blindness, okay? So if you want to look it up, it is the Vision Health Advocacy Coalition. Templated Advocacy Center, Preventing Blindness, probably Coalition for Preventing Blindness, I think it was. And they're going to talk about the drug shortages, and I don't know if you have to, or they're wanting you to register ahead of time. But when you register, you can ask questions ahead of time that they will try. I don't know if they're going to answer them all, or if they plan to answer them all, if they're going to try to answer them all. I don't know. But you can post your questions ahead of time. So there you go. I'm just kind of going to be a puppet. And as for everyone who has asked me about how this drug affects your immune system, I'm sorry ahead of time. What I'm being told is that as the patient of this drug, you are not privy to that information, but your doctor is. So if your doctor would like to write into Horizon Pharmaceuticals or send an inquiry, they would be happy to get back to your doctor about how Tepezza might affect your immune system, but I don't think they have the answers on all of it. I mm, mm, mm. I pull this up on YouTube and I'm getting advertised by Captain Wonderful. I'm getting advertised by, all the different subsidiary names of Horizon Therapeutics and their, Tepezza ads. And that's great. But I think I've even seen doctors going, "Hey, guess what?" You know, for those people who had one eye affected, like they're kind of going into scenarios and what they're finding, and that it might be effective on more people than they thought originally, and all of that. Yeah, I mean, but do you think that at the bottom they're saying, "Oh, but by the way, we're currently, we currently have a waiting list about a mile long." No, you're not seeing that. So, um, I think I'm going to leave it there because, yeah, I think that's best that that's where I leave it. And I have been told that, like I said, they have stopped the television commercials because they do realize that that might come off as rather insensitive. And, but they can't really control the viral stuff that's going around on social media platforms. And, they do have some representatives that are happy to get involved in some of the people that are suffering in the UK and probably Canada too. So, like, I don't know what the point of that is. Like, are we just trying to make sure that we get that pitched to people ahead of time? I don't know. I know they do have to recuperate their money. Don't get me wrong. They do. They've got a lot of money invested in this, a lot of time, and I know that they care. But sometimes that fine line, it reminds me a lot of. I'll just give you this short analogy, I promise, and then I'm done. It reminds me of that fine line after burying two children and a dad. That it reminds me of that fine line between how much a funeral home charges you and what a business it is, and yet they're dealing with something so sensitive, like people losing their children to gun violence. And that was my, gun violence awareness week love shout out to my oldest daughter who died from being shot. Her name was Caitlin. She was 21 years old and she was absolutely beautiful. She had her whole life ahead of her. So I think that it just reminds me a lot of that, like the funeral process, where it is a business and they got to do what they got to do and they got to make money or they can't stay in business. But at the same time, they're dealing with a very sensitive topic and they're dealing with people who are feeling a little like cornered as far as how much they have to spend on taking care of the problem. And so here we are with all this vision disorder, and I'm not going to even put it into just Graves' eye disease. I'm going to put a hashtag for Graves' eye disease. But you know, this Q&A session and how it's going to affect drug shortages, and it's not just this drug, but other drugs that are made just for vision problems, the Coalition of Preventing Blindness or something along those lines, probably made up of pharmaceutical reps. I don't know, but they volunteer, I think. I don't know. So it's what it reminds me of. Funeral homes having to make money off of people's sadness. And this is, a pharmaceutical company that's spent a lot of time and money in trying to get this drug, ready. And I'm sorry, but I don't have any more, I cannot give you any more information than what I can give you, because to do so would be speculation. And this is such a new drug that I think, gosh, I think someone told me that they were reading that this is still in a clinical trial as far as the placebos go. I don't know if that's true or not. No idea. But you can find a lot on their website. So I'm going to end it right there before I start getting into any more opinion and any more just angry thoughts. And if my mic didn't work all this time, I'm going to be pretty darn mad. I'm so sorry to my group for not getting back to you sooner. I didn't mean to leave you hanging. I was just really angry about some things, and I looked at it today and thought, oh my gosh, look what I just did. I just got all these people scared, and I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I was just angry at, maybe a person or two in particular, but that's my own problem. So I'll give it a stop right there. And I hope that you all have a really great rest of your day, evening, whatever it is. Try to have a great eye day tomorrow. We always have tomorrow, right? Use your drops, use your medicine, whatever you're given. Stay on top of it. Don't let it go. And I will be back with any Q&A. If anyone wants to give me enough questions that I might be able to answer in the meantime, hey, let me know. And I will do another Eyes on Eyes. So on that, I will wish you adieu. Have a great day.